Jacob. So hello and welcome. Today I am doing two different things in this video along with all the other stuff that we're getting done today, but we made a delicious sweet potato and pumpkin bread that I absolutely love and my kids love to have for breakfast alongside our fruit. And we are also starting to germinate our pepper seeds, which I like to do pretty early because, quite frankly, pepper seeds are a pain in the butt. If anybody's ever grown pepper seeds, they are a pain. They take forever to germinate. They're actually quite finicky. You would think by the look of them that they probably like wet and moist greenhouse-like temperatures. They really don't. They actually like a lot of heat. They like it dry. They tend to blow up more towards fall for us when they give us our biggest crops and everything else. But we are starting those from seed. So I'm going to include those two things in our video today, along with maybe some other stuff that we're doing. But if you're just here to see the recipe for the pumpkin bread, or if you're just here to see how I germinate these seeds, then just if you're on a computer, hit that the right arrow button, or you can go to your screen and it has that little skip forward 10 seconds. Just keep clicking it a few times and eventually you'll get to where we're just doing that. Otherwise, I guess we'll get started. I think that I'm gonna do making the pumpkin bread first, and then you guys will see how I germinated these while it's not pumpkin bread, that's what I normally make. The banana bread. When the banana bread is cooking, I make pumpkin bread more often than I make banana bread, just because that's what we have available, stored in the basement from the garden. But anyways, now that I'm done rambling away, let me show you the recipe and show you how I germinate. Okay, so while that's going, I am going to start our hot pepper seeds. I have other pepper seeds to start as well, but unfortunately we are running late on our shipment of those, so I'm hoping that they come in time to germinate to actually also sell some around Mother's Day, which I like to sell plant starts at. If not, at least it'll be enough to get them started in our garden. So I'm doing a few different kinds. These are tried and true. I use a few different seed companies. One of the seed companies that I use is the Seed Savers Exchange, which is also a great foundation and everything else. You can check them out on their website if you guys want, if you haven't used them before. But I am doing, I'm saying I'm a lot. Tell me to stop doing that, my goodness. Seriously? I'm also doing a Joe's Lawn Cayenne Pepper, which I've grown this every year for several years now. I mainly grow this for my husband because I turn it into this. At the end of the year, I basically slice it up, dehydrate them. I make quite a few jars of this. This is just one jar that I brought over as an example. And then we stick that into our mortar and pestle. He crushes that up. He puts it on his sandwiches, pizza, all different things, just like crushed red pepper. Today I'm also going to be starting, I have 2 packs of those, red habaneros, which are also for my husband. He uses those, just slicing them up a little bit, putting them in all different dishes he likes to eat. I usually cook for him separately because I don't like spice. He likes things very hot. His tolerance for it is ridiculous. I don't know how he stands it, but so these are all basically for him. And I also like to do the Traveler strain of jalapeno pepper, and these are also great for making different salsas, cooking for my husband again, and I even like to slice them and throw big bags of them in the freezer, and then we can just go in and grab a couple slices when we're making things like burgers. Jacob, sorry, that is my son driving his little tractor around, and I was worried that was going to happen. He just bumped into the tripod. Be careful, babies. Be careful, please. Oh, here he comes again. Try that again. I apologize. You were about to get a whole 360 in my kitchen as he drove the tractor through the tripod. But either way, so these are some of the hot peppers that we grow. I am waiting basically on my sweet peppers and my roasting peppers to come in. Okay, so what I've already done off camera was I'm using a couple little lunch containers that I have, and I've lined the bottom with a few layers of paper towel. And just as a suggestion, try to get your top layer nice and flat because we're going to put our seeds in here, and you don't want a bunch of flaps that you're going to end up losing your seeds underneath those flaps or having them grow in between them or anything like that. Now, you can use whatever works for you, but the whole idea when you choose something is we're going to want something that helps keep the moisture in, like a greenhouse would, especially if you're away from the house for long hours of the day or anything like that. But we also want something that's gonna, you can manage the airflow. You want to allow your seeds to breathe as well. We don't want to suffocate them. We don't want to grow mildew, and we certainly don't want to grow mold or anything to that effect. So while these are still dry, the next step I'm going to do is, I like how these have different containers because it helps me separate and label my seeds since I'm growing multiple varieties, is I'm going to start spreading my seeds out on top of the paper towel. And when you spread your seeds out, one of your the main thing you want to be careful of is you don't want your seeds piled on top of each other. You want them all to have a little bit of space from each other. Okay, now that we have all the seeds completely laid out, do a couple more layers of paper towel and just put it down nice and flat, and be gentle when you put it down so you don't mess your seeds up. Right on top so that they're all covered. Okay, and now once they're nice and covered, we're going to add a little bit of water to these. We're going to dampen the paper towel, and that's the key word, is damping. We're not trying to drown the seeds. They shouldn't be dripping, anything like that. If you were to pick this paper towel up and squeeze it, you don't want to get a whole bunch of water flowing out of it like you just mopped up a spill or something to that effect. I definitely suggest using very warm water, and if you have a spray bottle to do this, that is going to be your best bet for control to make sure that you do not get it too wet. Alright, and now I just dampened these down at my sink with some nice warm water, and the next step is basically to wait. We're going to cover these up with their covers, and like I said, I have them nice and labeled so I know which is in which. And we want to really control this as they're covered. Number one, we want them to be in a dark space. So if you don't have a dark space, just lay a dishcloth or something to that over the top of it. Also, we want to keep them in the warmest place we possibly can. If you have a heat mat, that's going to be your best bet. Just obviously don't necessarily combine that with the dish towel. Don't want to give bad advice there. If you otherwise on top of a fridge, in a warm kitchen cabinet, something to that effect is going to be your best bet. You want to monitor these every single day. Let them get some air. Put the cap on a little bit loosely, a little bit of an edge there where they can get air and that kind of thing. Also making sure that they always stay damp. Every couple of days you can go in and very, very gently, because you don't want to mess your seeds up and you don't want to hurt them. You can lift the paper towel up and check out what they're doing. Eventually what you will see is they're going to start germinating. They're actually going to start pushing out a little white root. This will help you know which seeds are going to germinate. Pepper seeds are finicky. I do find that they have a lower and slower germination rate than other plants typically do. So that'll also save you some soil, so you don't have a bunch of empty little seed pots and everything like that with nothing that ever grows out of them. You can keep control. You can know what's going on with your seeds, and it will also speed that germination process. I will do the video when that time comes out, but I want to get this video out now, so make sure to watch for the video coming out of when I actually plant these germinated seeds. You can also watch on our Facebook page at WindyCedarFarm, and same thing if you have a MeWe account, or on MeWe, WindyCedarFarm, and I'll post pictures of this as this is happening as well, and as they're developing and all that good stuff. Okay, so we just brought this down, like I said, down to the basement. The wood stove is right behind you guys. This is our little growing area by the wood stove. We have a bigger area on the other side of the basement that we use when we get more stuff going here. So I just put them over here, and if you can see here, all I did was put them underneath a couple pieces of cardboard inside of a flat to keep them dry. They're also sharing the area with some blueberry seeds that I'm trying to start this year. We'll see how that goes. I'll probably put a video of that out as well. And they're also sharing the heat mat with my sweet potatoes over here, which I also just did a video recently on how we're starting sweet potatoes indoors, growing the slips. I'll actually link that video right up in the corner there if you guys would like to see how we got that started. And we'll also have another video coming out soon of that. And we've got a lot of good plants going here. We have our indoor rosemary, which I moved down here underneath the lights now that they're growing. We're also starting our onions from seed, and we have that coming out as well on video. And we also have our elderberry plants behind us. Okay, you guys, so thank you for joining me on this video. To finish it off, as you can see, we were eating this bread, and it is delicious. I absolutely love it. Such good homemade breads for the morning. And I do also want to say for the videos, if you guys do go ahead and make these recipes, I know I do some alternates in it, things like honey, things like whole wheat flour, that kind of thing. You can absolutely go back and replace that for an all-purpose flour, or go back and replace it for standard sugar. You can also use agave syrup. Do literally the same amounts, the same cup per cup, with all that good stuff. The only difference is that whole wheat is going to make your bread more dense, so if you're not used to that, do be prepared for that. And honey is also making the bread more moist, so when you cook it, you want to give yourself a longer cooking time. If you switch back to regular conventional sugar, start checking your bread a little bit earlier. It's going to be drier, which means it is going to cook faster, etc. I have a couple other projects to do today. I need to make another batch of elderberry syrup. It's supposed to be snowing out there all day today. It snowed a little bit, but then it stopped, which is actually a good thing because my husband is far away at work, and we always worry about him on the roads on days like this. So, you know, always prayers that he gets home safely and all that good stuff. Otherwise, I hope that you all are staying warm and safe through this winter, and who knows, maybe you're in a nice warm climate, and if that's the case, well, enjoy it. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys next time. Oh my gosh. Prime just pulled it. Okay, Amazon Prime just came whipping into my yard. My husband plows a section up to the door, and we make a sledding hill there for my kids to sled, where you may have seen them playing in the beginning of this video, where they just whipped their van right into my yard. It's okay, I understand, it kind of looks like the driveway. Okay, so I had a little intermission there because I had to go outside and pull the delivery guy out of my lawn, which was its own fiasco, to be honest, for a variety of reasons. But anyways, now that that's all done and we've had that adventure and my kids' lunch is about to be ready and they are starting to go bonkers and off the wall, I'm gonna hop off this video and get on to the next thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you're feeling generous, please hit that like button down below. And if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and keep watching for more videos coming out. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next one. We love you all so very much and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. God bless and bye-bye.
Come back.
What?
Come back.
Come back where?
Come back here.
Back there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And next time you turn my okay. And next time you turn my okay.
What are you doing?
Ah!
What?